766 days, that's the exact number of days Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua served as Kenya's second in command. But on Thursday evening, no more days would be added to this figure as the Senate impeached him on 5 out of 11 charges brought against him. Just hours later, President William Ruto nominated Interior CS Kithure Kindiki to replace him. Members of Parliament swiftly approved the nomination with overwhelming support from 236 legislators. But as this was unfolding, Gachagua's defense team was racing against time to seek court intervention to block Kindiki from assuming office. The motion was granted, offering Gachagua some temporary relief. The matter will be heard again before the High Court on October 24th, 2024. This situation now places Chief Justice Martha Koome at a constitutional crossroads. Will she proceed with the swearing-in of Kindiki, who now stands as Deputy President nominee? And if she does, will it undermine the authority of the judiciary? That's the food for thought tonight. I'm Remy Majala, and Friday Live begins now.
Is now Deputy President-elect.
The National Assembly approves the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki as Deputy President following a unanimous vote by MPs in support of his nomination. The High Court in Nairobi and Kerugoya issue orders blocking Kithure Kindiki from being appointed or assuming the role of Deputy President.
The legislature itself is under capture by the executive. What happened in the Senate last night was as historic as it was. Had serious flaws.
Azimio la Umoja leaders criticized the impeachment process of DP Rigathi Gachagua as rushed, accusing Parliament of being influenced by the executive.
Serikali ya Kenya Kwanza imetuchangaza sana kwa hii miaka mbili.
Uweza kuambia serikali kama Rigathi ndiye alikuwa anafanya kazi isifanyike, tuna hope kuanzia leo kazi itafanyika.
Bunge nzima na senate wengine wamepewa pesa,
lakini sababu Gachagua alikuwa mtu wa kuuliza hii inatoka wapi, hii inaenda wapi, ndio sababu ametolewa. Ruto anataka mtu wa kusema, akisema ye unasema yes sir.
And Kenyans across the country expressed mixed reactions following the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and the appointment of DP nominee Kithure Kindiki. Now, 236 members of Parliament present during Friday's special sitting voted to approve the name Kithure Kindiki as the nominee for the Deputy President position following Gachagua's impeachment. With that vote, Kindiki now becomes the Deputy President-elect, awaiting swearing-in. Brian Amwai reports.
I have a message from the President.
A special sitting by the National Assembly.
Order.
Coming just hours after the Deputy President's office fell vacant following the Senate's decision to impeach DP Rigathi Gachagua, the National Assembly received the name of the proposed new Deputy President nominee, Professor Kithure Kindiki, who currently serves as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior.
Honourable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42.1, I wish to report to the House that today morning I have received a message from His Excellency the President regarding the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy which has occurred in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya following the impeachment of the previous office holder.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, made this announcement during the special sitting, requiring the House to vote on whether to approve or reject the nominee.
Honorable Speaker, to this end I seek your guidance on whether we shall be given an opportunity to debate on the nomination and give our views.
Is it in order for the nomination to happen today after receiving the notification from the President today?
Please guide this House on whether we shall be expected to conduct public participation in voting for the nomination to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President.
Arises up to the 14th day. On its part, the National Assembly is required to vote on any day from the first day it receives a nomination up to the 60th day after receipt of the nomination. Consequently, the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, and the vote the House is required to take today on the nomination is within the constitutional timeline provided for in Article 149(1) of the Constitution.
After Kindiki's name was presented, members of Parliament deliberated and proceeded to vote on the matter.
Kwale, Fatuma Hamisi Masito.
After voting, the Interior CS from Tharaka Nithi was officially declared the Deputy President-elect by the Speaker, and his name was published in a Gazette notice.
The vote on the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is as follows. Abstentions, nil. Noes, nil. Ayes, 236. Present and voting, as we had advised you earlier, the vote is overwhelmingly yes. So the nomination is herewith declared passed by the House. He is now Deputy President-elect.
According to the Constitution, once the President submits the name of a Deputy President successor, the National Assembly is tasked with either approving or rejecting the nominee. However, this appointment does not require a 2/3 majority to pass. Following their approval, the Deputy President-elect is officially sworn in and begins performing their new duties.
Budalangi, Sauti, Bita Wanjala.
In this case, the process was smooth. Kindiki's name was voted for by all 236 members of Parliament present, each one casting their vote in support, signaling that Kindiki had their full confidence. Kindiki is now a court ruling away from being sworn in as the next Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Brian Amuai, K24, Nairobi.
Now, the High Court in Kerugoya has issued an order preventing Deputy President-elect Kithure Kindiki from assuming office as Deputy President. This comes after petitioners David Mathenge and Peter Kamotho filed a case in the court to oppose the process. Meanwhile, 32 other petitioners from the Mount Kenya region have also gone to court seeking to block the swearing in of a new Deputy President. Majibu Kitsal has more.
Court in Kerugoya has barred Deputy President-elect Kithure Kindiki from assuming the position. In a case filed by David Mathenge and Peter Kamotho, Justice Richard Mururu noted that the matters raised by the petitioners demanded the intervention of Chief Justice Martha Koome. In their petition, the duo faulted the impeachment process, questioning the constitutionality and legality of the whole procedure. Meanwhile, 32 petitioners from the Mount Kenya region have filed a case seeking to halt the Senate's decision to send Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua home.
Today we have filed a petition before the High Court at Nairobi, in which we are seeking, we are challenging the process under which the impeachment of the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, was conducted by the Senate yesterday. And part of what we are challenging is the manner in which the process of impeachment was done. And we are saying that the Constitution is the good norm and it has to be respected.
In view of Article 145(6) of the Constitution, it requires, or it gives Rigathi Gachagua, or it gave Rigathi Gachagua the unfettered right to be present during his hearing and to defend himself of all the accusations, the 11 accusations that were made against him. So to that extent, we are inviting the court to look and to review that process and to make a finding that indeed the ostracizing, or rather the decision that was made by the Honorable Speaker declining an application for an adjournment of the proceedings to a later date was unconstitutional. To that extent, it has affected or tainted the whole impeachment process.
The petitioners also want to prevent the president from submitting a new deputy president's name to the National Assembly. Through their lawyer Mutembei Gishuru, they also sought to stop the National Assembly from debating and approving the proposed deputy president. They are not alone. Sheria Mtaani and Shadrach Wambui have also filed a case. They accuse the Senate of violating Section 145 of the Constitution by rushing to discuss the motion to remove Gachagua despite having time left in the window. Another complainant, Emmanuel Elijah Otieno, is also among those defending Gachagua. One of his grievances is that the public was not adequately involved in this process as required by the Constitution. Emmanuel also claims that he learned of Gachagua's sudden illness through the media and the Senate, and therefore he did not have enough time to defend himself before the House. These cases have undoubtedly become a major obstacle to the swearing-in of Gachagua's successor, who was dismissed by the Senate while he was in the hospital. All eyes are now on the judiciary. Majibu Kitao for K24 TV.
Now, Professor Kithure Kindiki is a man step away from holding the second most powerful office in Kenya, having been nominated as the new deputy president following the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. Kindiki, known for his calm demeanor, has a distinguished career in academia, law, and politics. Here's a profile of the man who could be tasked with supporting President William Ruto in the country's leadership if he is sworn in.
Professor Kithure Kindiki is no stranger to the Kenyan political scene. Born in 1972 in Tharaka Nithi County, Kindiki rose from humble beginnings to become a prominent figure in the corridors of power. His professional background is in law, having pursued legal studies at the University of Nairobi before obtaining a PhD in international law from the University of Pretoria, South Africa. Kindiki's legal career flourished, eventually earning him recognition as one of Kenya's top legal minds. His entry into Kenyan politics was in 2013 when he was elected the senator for Tharaka Nithi, a position he held for 2 consecutive terms until 2022. His political career saw a steady rise. Known for his calm and calculated approach, Kindiki has consistently demonstrated leadership in critical roles. He served as the Senate Majority Leader from 2013 to 2020, guiding key legislative processes, and later became the Interior Cabinet Secretary under President William Ruto's administration in 2012.
Maafisa wetu wako na magari yaliyolindwa, wako na mandege na wako na vifaa vya kujilinda katika mwili wakati wanaenda katika shughuli hii. I therefore want to say that the days for terrorists harassing us, killing our security officers, government officers, that time and that period is over.
Kindiki's dedication and soft-spoken demeanor won him admiration across the political divide. Despite his low-profile nature, he was often referred to as a man of action, particularly during his time as Cabinet Secretary for Interior. He was instrumental in bolstering security efforts, particularly in volatile regions like northern Kenya, where banditry and terrorism posed serious threats. Though he was overlooked for the deputy president position during the 2022 general elections, Kindiki's loyalty to President Ruto never wavered. His perseverance has now paid off as he takes over the role from his former rival Rigathi Gachagua after the latter's impeachment. His new role as deputy president presents significant challenges. Among them, he must work to unify a deeply divided Mount Kenya region and bring calm to a government grappling with internal factions. Many see Kindiki as the ideal leader to steady the ship. He has the ability to bring people together, a critical trait in the current political climate. His legal expertise, experience in governance and diplomatic skills will put him to the test as he steps into the country's second highest office. Kenya is now watching closely. Kindiki's next steps will shape not only the political landscape of the Mount Kenya region, but also the future of Kenya's governance as a whole. With the current happenings in the Kenyan political scene, as Kindiki takes his new responsibilities, he is poised to leave a significant mark on Kenya's political history.
And with that, we're taking a short break right here on Friday Live. We'll be back with more of these stories, of course, after the break.
Endelea kufurahia na Star Times. Discover your love language on our amazing channels all month long to enjoy intriguing telenovelas from all over the world daily. Renew your subscription today and endelea kufurahia na Star Times. Watch Filipino melodrama, The